Keep It Cute is just a space for me to share my opinions and give commentary on some of the things happening across the internet. It could be from pop culture to everyday lifestyle. It's just some of my opinions, and hopefully you all feel the same. And so to kick it off, on this episode of Keep It Cute, we are going to be talking about holiday season and how it's not always the best season for people that don't really have family. We will also be talking about social anxiety. And we're going to end this episode giving my review of Queen and Slim. So if you're interested, keep watching. So we just got through Thanksgiving, and so Thanksgiving is really our slide into the holiday season. It's just about to be a whirlwind up until Christmas and New Year's Eve. And so during this time, if you really don't have a lot of family, it can be kind of depressing, and not even really depressing, but just not as joyous as it is for most people. So like for me, I don't really come from a big family. And while I do have extended family, it's really just me and my mother. So when Thanksgiving comes around, it's very difficult. And even trying to gather Christmas plans is not the easiest always either. So here are my tips for how you can be conscious of people that really don't have a lot of family during the holiday season. Number 1. So first, be sure to invite your friends to family dinner. Like, that's the easiest thing you could do. If we're really friends, then your family is going to be cool with me. So it's a good way to just like kick it and be cool with your peeps. We all need to eat. And so I know finding places to eat on holidays are the hardest because things aren't open, things are closed. So just invite your friends. So if you want to invite me to dinner, I'm always available, okay? Because I need to eat and I like to eat. So that's the easiest thing you could do during this season for someone that doesn't have a big family, is just invite them over to eat. Only if your family knows how to cook though, because if they don't know how to cook. Oh no. So also for me personally, this is big for me. Like, don't expect gifts. I barely want to go in the mall. I barely want to do the holiday spirit. Like, I don't want to be inundated with that. So don't expect things. If we're super close, or if it's an agreed upon arrangement, like a Secret Santa or a gift exchange, then cool. But like, these next few months, I'm going to stay away from all shopping outlets. I'm going to stay away from all malls. I'm going to really try not to buy nothing, because it just reminds you, like, who are you buying this for? Most of my gifts are for me anyway, so I could treat myself. But as far as buying for other people, it's really difficult when you're just not in the mood. So just don't put that pressure on your friends or even other family members. Like, don't expect it. And I mean, that's just really coming from me. And so, like I said, I don't really come from a big nuclear family, but I do have a lot of extended family. But sometimes you just don't want to be bothered. So let them be in solitude and peace. Like, unless they are asking or expressing that they want the company, or they want to be around, or they're seeking. Some people just want to cozy up and do nothing and are okay with that. Okay, Disney Plus is cracking, okay? So I can sit at home and watch that all day. Or I can read a book. Or I can clean up my room and do some rearranging. Like, it's okay for me to stay home. I don't have to go out all the time. I don't have to say yes to everything. Like, let me be in solitude and peace, okay? I don't need it. So when your friends are asking you for things to do, listen to them. Your friends should be able to be 100% with you. They should be able to keep it cute with your friends, okay? So unless they say otherwise, this holiday season could be tough. And you just have to be supportive in whatever ways that they need. I do wish everybody a joyous holiday season, so don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to be the Grinch out here, but I do want people to be aware that everybody is not, okay? Everybody's not giddy about the holidays, unless it's a trip to Disneyland.
But anyway, what we're going to address today fuck it, I'm on here. Let's address it all. I'm being bullied, okay? And I don't do shit to nobody. The most that I've even come out and said anything, because one time it was getting really bad about like bullying me, was like the social anxiety shit. I didn't even speak on it on a video. I made a motherfucking I made a post, and that shit was real. That was a real ass post, and at the most, like, no one even believed that I had it. Oh, bitch, blah 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 blah. You don't have it. So then when I accept my Soul Train award, I cannot even accept an award in peace. When you actually see me get my award and you see how I spoke on the stage, and get London on the check, bitch. Look, I sounded slow. I was scared, okay? Everybody else gave a long ass speech. I didn't, because I have social anxiety. I was scared as fuck. And then everybody decided to say it was an act. Oh, it's an act. Bitch, you're dragging it. So I just want to let y'all know, not me, bitch, because I'm living a great life, but this is how people commit suicide, okay? When people tell you what's literally going on with them, and then people still continue to bully them,
So this has really been a hot topic on Twitter, on Instagram, all over the internet. Is really about Summer Walker and her social anxiety. And at the end of the day, if Summer Walker says she has social anxiety, then she has social anxiety, period. It's like, end of discussion. But now it brings up even more. So I did some research on what social anxiety is, and it really is just the fear of social situations that involve interacting with other people. And honestly, we are all living with social anxiety. There is no way that nobody has a fear of interacting with other people. That's why we come up with these things in our head, like when you're public speaking, envision the crowd naked. What? That stems from a social anxiety. And I particularly believe that Black children, we are raised to have social anxiety. From childhood, they tell us to stay out of adult conversations, to not speak on certain things. There's so many things that are taboo within the Black community, which lets us know that there is a fear of speaking out and being social. Okay? Social media also does not make it easier. And I think that a lot of us are dealing with social anxiety to some degree. And so for us to be out here talking about Summer Walker is faking, Summer Walker is not being true, that's not our place, okay? That's baby's issues that she has to deal with, but it is not our place to tell her how she is dealing with her issues. I think we all have social anxiety, okay? Every time you look in the mirror and you're sizing yourself up and you're trying to figure out what you look like before you step out, you are in fear of what others are going to perceive of you and how you feel. That's probably the smallest scale of it. And it's probably tiers to it. And if baby was nervous to go get her Soul Train award, then that's her. But there is no way that we should be the ones dictating her feelings and her emotions. So I think it's a conversation that we really need to have as a culture and as a people, of how we are very dismissive of people's feelings, and particularly Black women. And so I came across Twitter and I saw this tweet, which basically explains like having to always be strong and not being vulnerable is really killing Black women. She really was vulnerable in the moment to tell us that she's suffering from a disorder, and we are mocking her by telling her that it's not real. That's shady as hell. And I think it's really unfortunate that Black women particularly get the brunt of a lot of that disregard, and that's apparent in those conversations about Black women being dismissed by doctors and healthcare and things like that. So I think it just creates a more master narrative that needs to be had, or master discussion rather, that needs to be had about why are we dismissing her because she didn't want to go dance on stage and sing for you. Like, what? I wish baby girl the best, because I love her music and I really don't want her to stop. So if you're suffering from social anxiety, I hope that you are an advocate for her and not join the bandwagon and say anything that could further tear her down. Okay? Lift her up. Okay, so I gave you all the weekend, and if you have yet to see Queen and Slim, this is where you want to cut the video off, because this is going to be spoiler alert, because this is going to be my review of the film. Wednesday, I went to go see Queen and Slim, and I was truly looking forward to this film. Like, I just knew this. I have only gone to the movies maybe twice this whole year, and I knew, I was like, I'm going to see that one. That looks so good. It's black characters, black director, black writer, black costume designer, black. However, I won't say the movie was bad, but I also will not say it is good. The movie is about 45 minutes too long, in my opinion. And I only say that because it started to become clear on their journey that they were not going to get away with anything. So it was almost like I was watching for an inevitable ending. I knew how it was going to end, and I mean, I kind of knew how it was going to end from the beginning, but there was somewhere along the lines, I knew there was hope, and then that hope just faded, and it just kept going down. Like, the movie was like this, and then it was like, for me. It just never reached the point where I was like, I want hope, okay? So if I'm watching two black characters, I want to see the best for them and their best outcome. And so for it to end the way in which it did, which, if you're watching this, you know how it ended. They were killed. Then it was really kind of like, I don't need to watch a film to know that this is what happens to black people. That was kind of my perspective. And I was just over it at that point, because it didn't do anything. It had its that was a triggering moment for me, because I'm literally watching what I could watch on the news as entertainment. And I don't know if that's going to make sense for a lot of people. In my head, it makes sense, and I don't know if I'm verbalizing it the right way, but that didn't sit with me. And I don't know if that is the point of the movie, to invoke that. So that means that it wasn't connecting with its audience, because I know the plight of a black man and woman in America. Hopefully that resonated with the others. Also, if you've seen the movie, the police brutality protest and the black kid killing the black cop, I just didn't like that either, because okay, it happened, but there was literally no real resolve to it, besides them trying to draw a very loose connection between, he did it in protest because you guys killed a cop. Okay, but what? And then at the end of the movie, we see the dad crying, which he was already mad about it all. So nothing came really full circle for me in the film. And I just think it was just a bunch of just black trauma. It was 2 hours of black trauma, basically. And I wasn't sure if, or maybe somebody who has seen the film could say, we could create this dialogue in the comments, but I wasn't sure if what the message was about the black man being the one that ratted them out. Because what I got from it was like, don't trust no niggas. So what is the correlation between that? Are you trying to tell me to not lean on my own kinfolk? Or I don't know. And that imagery of it seemed just real shady. And I'm, my dissertation work is in stereotypes and media specifically. So I've created a very critical lens of what I'm watching. And I can differentiate between crap and good. And I had such high hopes and expectations for this film to be thought-provoking and to be all these things. And I just feel like it wasn't. And I feel like it had the potential to be, particularly about Black love, period. If it was a story, really a real, true, heartfelt story of Black love, then I would, even if it went plot-wise, however it went, but I just feel like the story itself wasn't strong enough because neither one of them wanted to be together in the beginning. So it's like, if y'all were settling for one another instead of loving one another, and you grew to love one another, but I don't want that, if from that first date they would have been madly in love and just knew that they had met the one, and if that would have been played out, through actions and what have you, I would have been like, okay, so you were really riding for him, you wasn't even trying to go on a second date. So it just, I don't know. And I really feel that it was trying to be less heavy with the comedic timing, but the comedic timing was never on. It was kind of off for me. Particularly that scene where they hit the guy and he's fat and he making fat jokes about his kid, and it was just like, what are you doing? And I really had high hopes for this film. I'm glad that people are watching it. Like, I'm not gonna tell you not to go see it, because this is how we get more films made, but at the same time we have to be critical of what's being given to us. And even if it was some white folks on screen, because I would say the same thing. I still think La La Land was a terrible movie, but it won all of those awards. So I'm hoping that even though Queen and Slim wasn't what I expected of it, I am still rooting for anybody Black, okay? And I want them to get all the accolades and all the awards. I want it to be a box office hit, and I want it to do very well. But it just wasn't it for me. And I'm sure I have more points to make, but they did not keep it cute. They did keep it cute with the styling and visually. Melina did her thing with that film. And I'm going to leave it on a good note, because she really did her thing. And I can't think of the costumes designer's name right now, but she did her thing too. And visually, it's spectacular. It's really a good Black visual representation, down to like them going from the north to the south and just exploring New Orleans and Georgia and Florida. So visually, y'all got it. But the plot just failed for me. And yeah, so I mean, we keep it cute and we support everybody. Alrighty, so that wraps up this first episode of Keep It Cute. I am going to try. Very hard to do these weekly, because I like to talk and I like to share my opinions about things. And I feel like it could create good dialogue about things that are relevant to our culture and our community. So I want to thank you all for watching, and be sure to subscribe so that you can catch the next episode. Peace.